Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Solar and Storage Market Series. My name is Erez Dolev, and I'm a Managing Director here at RENVU. Today, we're going to be hearing from Brian McDermott, Regional Sales Manager Southeast at Fortress Power, about their eForce whole home ESS, 48-volt products, their sizing tool, and EnergyBroker program, and he will also describe their warranty structure. We also have with us today Kyle Peace, a senior engineer at RENVU, to share RENVU's advanced online design and quote generating tool and show how to create complicated quotes with full bill of materials in just a few minutes. You'll have the opportunity to ask questions using the Q&A feature of Zoom. And participants in today's webinar will receive, in addition to any RENVU promotions, 10% manufacturer discount valid for the next 60 days. Brian will talk about it later in his presentation. But before we dive in, and while we're waiting for more people to join, I'd like to give a little background on RENVU and some of the products and services we offer. So RENVU is a US-based solar equipment distributor. We've been in the industry for over 13 years now, and we currently have fulfillment facilities and offices in California, New Jersey, and Texas. Our sales staff all have backgrounds within engineering or solar installation. Here are a few products we'd like to spotlight. We have a new NEC 2023 safety label pack. Will cover any residential installation needs. We carry a full Fortress Power portfolio, as well as Solar, HomeGrid, Soluna, Discover, Renon, and Growat batteries, and we can beat any price you find out there. We stock the Solar L3 commercial battery banks, which pair perfectly with the three-phase 30K and 60K inverters. We offer Lumin ABB smart panels. We have plenty of Runnergy Hyperion modules in stock, including the 405 Black, 550s, and 575 modules. We carry the complete Enphase IQ8 series and have the 3T, 10T, and 5P batteries. If you're looking for T-gaskets to make your solar array watertight, Bleeker offers several options to fit different module gap size. Contact our team if you'd like to get some samples of those gaskets. Email us at info@renvu.com or check out our webinar follow-up email for more information on this product. We have a polar 2.5 kilowatt batteries that we're trying to clear out. We're offering them at $39 per kilowatt hour if you purchase the entire inventory. This is amazing price for this type of batteries. This is a great opportunity to secure battery storage for such a low price, especially as most other batteries have increased in price this month due to the new tariffs. We'll include a link to the item page in a follow-up email. We partner with two financing companies, Credit Key for more residential projects, offering line of credit up to $50,000 with approval in just a few minutes. And with a review of 3 months of bank statement, you can get limit increased to $250,000. Build is another financing option, especially designed for CNI projects. Your credit line is approved based on a specific CNI project, but you can also use the funds for other business purchases. Also, Build offers 0.5% rebate on purchases made with RENVU. So next time you have any CNI project, we recommend reaching out to our team, and we'll help you to set up the line of credit for them. Here is our bulk module price list for large volume options and our upcoming offerings of solar modules. Carry Runnergy, Zenshine, Canadian Solar, Qcells, Hyundai, Delsun, and more. We are sharing in the chat a link to this page. We update it regularly so you can stay up to date with our latest deals and bulk orders. I'll take a minute to mention Bleeker Residential Carport. This is a great way to expand existing solar system or an alternative solution where you cannot install solar on a roof. And when customer is looking for more added values from their system, um, just start a short version of the installation video here. The carport is designed to be assembled by a small crew. It doesn't require any specialized or heavy machinery to install. This is a solar structure, so it's eligible for the 30% ITC and possibly the extra 10% for US made products. It is modules and inverters agnostic, and it is designed and fabricated in the US and made from US sourced galvanized steel and comes with 25-year warranty. The structure is coming with the Texas Structure Engineer P stamp. You can install up to 24 solar modules on it with 4 columns of modules, 2 car about kilowatt. You can use residential and commercial modules with it, with load capacities of up to 48 pounds per square foot snow, 215 miles per hour wind load, and seismic design up to category F. We're sharing a link to the full version of this video in the chat, and we'll also add it to the follow-up email. Okay, so now I'll hand it over to Kyle Pease to go over the online quote generating tool to show you how you can generate a quote with a full system in just a few minutes. And we'll get started with the webinar right after.
Thanks, Aries. Okay. Everybody see my screen there?
Yeah, that's it.
Great. And I'll make it full screen. Yeah, so I'm excited to share with you guys our newest iteration of the design and quote tool. We had it offline for a bit as we updated our website platform. And now we've recoded this tool into the new platform. And I think it's objectively better. It's faster and there's some more features in it. We get some more flexibility in showing different offerings and ways that you guys could save money and compare your different options. So I highly recommend checking it out. You can go to our website, renvu.com, and then just go to the top banner here in orange, or you'll see the design and quote tool image here. Click on that, jumps over to the design tool page. And then at the start page, you can, as always, choose between a full system or a subset. If you already have solar panels or inverters, you could uncheck those. Next page, we have the panels. You can choose between, we always default to our most popular residential option in the front, and then we do have some commercial options as well. You can see that dollar per watt metric to compare relative cost. Once you made your choice there, onto the racking. This racking page works better than it used to. I really like it now. You can choose between pitch roof, flat roof, carport, ground mount. Under that pitch roof, you have the option between comp shingle, and then as you watch here, the roof attachment will just swap and change to for flat tile, for Spanish tile. It swaps over that component there. And then under metal roof, you got a few more options depending on the sheeting profile for the trapezoidal, corrugated, or bracket, for example. And then like always, you can click on any of these items to open that item page separately and learn more about it. So nice way to learn as you go. And then you can also see as those changes are in selection are made, it dynamically updates the price instantly. So great to see that working so smoothly now. And then under flat roof, you could have a ballasted system, tilt legs, or metal roof. And carports, as Aris pointed out, you can even select your carport color and then choose if you want to have 2 structures in tandem for 4 car spaces. You could put that in there and get a quote on that. And then under ground mount, Iron Ridge and Powerfield are the 2 options. Since we are talking about off-grid, I'll point out Powerfield is a pretty popular choice. These are like a ballasted tub that goes on the ground. You just need an open field, an open space, and then some gravel, and you can have a racking system with these tubs. So it's really quick and mobile if you ever need to move them around. It's not poured concrete in the ground or something. So that's pretty slick. And then of course, Iron Ridge, the SGA system with the pipe structures, just punch in your wind speed, snow load, and then if you want the 2 or 3 inch pipe, rows and columns, and you'll get the racking for that. For this example, I'm just going to go to our standard, most popular option, the comp shingle. We'll do 2 rows of 10 to make it easy, and I'll leave them in portrait. I always like to keep Iron Ridge roof mounts in portrait to minimize the number of holes that are going into your roof and be the most efficient with the materials for those racking components. So once we made our racking selections, then we're on to the inverters page. You can choose between microinverters, optimizers, string inverters. Under the micros, we have the full end phase line. Write in if you want. If you have a commercial system for AP systems, we can also do a custom quote on that. I'm hoping we'll have like a 208 volt sub option up here for micros for those commercial systems as well. We're working on that. It's not ready yet. And then you can choose whether you want to add the energy storage or not, and additional batteries under the end phase micros. If you want string inverters, you can go from the 240 volt split phase, 3 phase, 208 and 480 volt are options there. Fortress and Solar have options under both of those if you're wanting battery backup. If you don't want battery backup, we can always supply Selectria in there as well for those larger 208 or 480 volt commercial systems. And then jumping back to Resi, we offer Growatt, Solus, Solaric, Fortress, and you can put batteries on there as well. And one of the really handy things we now have in this tool is you can see not only the cost of each option, but then if we have any promotions, they'll be highlighted. So keep an eye out there as you go through the tool when these options are available. Nice way to help you make your decisions and see what savings you have. And we'll do the Fortress NV 12K here for this example. And the eVault Max is at a great price point right now, so we can leave it at that. You could also choose the eForce options up there as well, 9.6 through the 28.8. And then rapid shutdown, we'll leave it as the AP Systems RSD. I think we'll also have Tygo optimizers up there pretty soon as well. So keep an eye out on that. There's our inverter options. And then on the final page, you can choose if you want to add spare panels. I always recommend this since we do have a lot of folks coming back after a couple years. A wayward frisbee flew and hit one of their panels and busted it, or something like that, or even in the install, something could break, or even in shipping large stacks of glass and a less than truckload freight environment, you could end up with a busted panel or two, and it just makes it really easy if you already have those there ready to go, so you don't have any delays on your project. And then balance of systems, you can add cables, connectors, and wire clips, those PV labels, as was mentioned. If you want to dynamically control the consumption, the loads, the Lumen Smart Panel is really handy for that. And then you can also add on EV charger if you like. And then I want to point out on this final quote page, you'll get the bill of materials. And if you need to make any changes after reviewing that, you can, of course, go back and any of those steps and quickly make your selections. You don't really lose any of the input you've already put in there. And then you can come back to this page and finalize that. Now, you do have an option. You can copy a URL to all the selections you made and share it on chat, email, really easy way to reference that. But I do recommend that you put in your email and zip code here. The reason for this is it generates a proposal number, and in sales, it's really easy if you write in with your proposal number, and we can look it over, let you know if there's any availability or configuration concerns or any other discounts that might be applied. We can do that manually on the back end. So real easy to punch that in there, and then you have an emailed PDF copy of that quote with the proposal number. You could also add it into your cart and check out from there. Just a heads up, if you already have components in your cart, it's going to compile those on. So there's a lot of line items. Just make sure the numbers and the items match exactly what you want if you're going that route. For installers that know what they're doing and want to just be quick about it, that is an option. And then once you have your quote, another reason to punch in that quote there, if you want to get a permit plan set, uh, once you set that over to your email, you have that PDF, you can jump onto this permits page, get in contact with our drafting partner, Illumini, fill out their basic permit form, send them that PDF that you generated in our system, and they'll work with you to get you a permit plan set. And if you need that stamped electrically or structurally, they can do that as well. And then, of course, also, if you need financing, you can work with Lightstream if you're a homeowner. For businesses, we have Credit Key. And then if you have a large commercial project, I'm talking to you guys, you installers here. If you have a large commercial project, you don't think you could float it with cash flow. If you have a commercial contract, build is really fast and really effective for getting you the reach you might need to get the cash flow to make one of these commercial projects happen that maybe your GAR wouldn't meet in a standard financing option. So did want to reiterate that as well. So yeah, go and check out that design and quote tool. Write in if you have any recommendations. We're still in our kind of refreshing our revisiting, redeveloping that tool. So we'd love to hear your feedback as well. All right, so that's all I've got on the design tool. I'm going to pass it back to Erez to wrap up the intro, and then it'll be on to Brian.
If you have any questions about what you heard until now or about Fortress when Brian is presenting, please feel free to ask in the Q&A section. It's you have it in the Zoom can. We'll get to the questions at the end of the webinar or during the Q&A session, or if the question is relevant, I'll try to interrupt Brian while he's presenting. You can also email our sales team at info@renvu.com for more information and pricing. This webinar is being recorded, and we will send you a link in a follow-up email. We also have recordings of previous webinars on the RENVU YouTube channel if you're looking for other products or past webinars with Fortress. I think this is maybe the 10th or no, we made a lot of webinars in the past, so all of them are recorded and on our YouTube channel. Without further ado, I'll hand it over to Brian.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, welcome everybody. Glad everybody is here. First and foremost, I want to thank RENVU for their partnership. They're one of our premier partners. We appreciate them. Obviously, anybody that does work through them knows how amazing they are. So I'm Brian McDermott. I'm the regional sales manager for Fortress Power for the Southwest. Originally, this call was going to be with Steve Russo. Steve Russo runs the Northwest. So my territory, Southern California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada. But RENVU sells everywhere. So I just wanted to touch base a little bit about me, just so you guys know. I've been in the industry for 12 years. Before I came to Fortress, I spent many years on the front-facing solar side, selling and installing for installers. So I understand the solar coaster more than probably most manufacturing reps do, right? So I'm here to support you guys. I'm here to support RENVU. Steve had an emergency today and couldn't be on the call, but we'll get into this. But first and foremost, I wanted to thank the RENVU team and how amazing they are. So we're going to jump right into this. I have a slide that I'm going to share and a couple other things I want to share with you guys. Before I start, we're really going to stick with 48 volt residential, medium commercial size stuff. If anybody on the call has C&I questions, larger stuff, maybe you join the call because you know about our eSpire product, please put your information in the chat and I will relay that over to our C&I side and we can definitely help you with that. We're going to keep this a little bit more high level. If there's any questions that are super technical that I can't answer, the RENVU team is going to take these questions and then we will come back to you with answers from our engineering side. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Can everybody see my screen?
It's not in presenter mode yet, but we see your screen.
You can see it?
We can see it, yeah, but it's in not presenter mode.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it this way because when I do it, I'm using two screens. It makes it all weird. So I'm gonna leave it this way. So told you guys a little bit about me. So Fortress Power, your residential commercial energy partner. So a little bit about us. So we've been in business going on 9 years. We've got, at this point, this slide says 500 plus installers. I'd put us over about 1,000 now. We've got 100 plus distributors. Obviously, we love RENVU, so you know anybody on this call, that's who you're going to order through. We've done over 40,000 projects throughout the entire country, or not only the country, but the entire world pretty much. We just did a job recently in the North Pole. So we power Santa's Village. So a little bit more about us. So our main office is in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. We've got offices in Puerto Rico. We've got offices in Mexico. We have warehouses here in Southern California where I'm located. We've got warehouse locations in Miami. So if you're somewhere on the West Coast, it's, you know, we take care of you. If you're on the East Coast, we take care of you. So, and we've also got warehouses in China, founded in 2016. Our first product was first generation. We've continued to make, maybe some of you guys have installed the original eVault, amazing battery, and we've continued to develop and update our technology throughout the years. We have one of the lowest battery failure rates in the industry. So people that have used us in the past understand the resiliency, the dependency of our batteries. Those are there. So that's a little bit about us. One of the big things I wanted to touch on was the EnergyBroker Program, also known as a VPP. So especially here in California, we have the SGIP program that maybe some of you guys are familiar with Edison. We've done the San Diego program. We've done, right now there currently is, and San Diego is getting more money just for anybody in SoCal. We're currently running the Coastal Commission program. There's programs all over the country that are VPP programs. What those are is programs where the utility companies will give a credit of some type, whether it's a pure dollar amount for kilowatt hours or a number of outages, things like that, for the battery to be able to help the grid. So in order to get on these programs, they put us through the ringer. They put any battery company that wants to come in, they put us through the ringer. And you have to go through every single step, show your resiliency, how the battery is going to work, all those things. We are approved for every VPP that's currently available in the country. Anybody in Arizona, APS just launched one, we're available for that one. So it kind of gives you a higher level idea of who Fortress Power is and the product that we provide, right? It's hard to get on these programs because the utilities want to be able to take that power. So they need something that's resilient and is going to work. So if any of you installers, anybody on this call is in an area that has a VPP program, you can count on Fortress Power to be that partner that's going to be able to get you approved for that for your end user. So a lot of battery manufacturers, right? They're just that. Battery manufacturers, you buy a battery and then that's pretty much all you hear from them. So I wanted to talk about, what sets us aside, right, as a company and what we provide. So biggest thing, we've got the support for you guys, for the installers, for the DIY people, for the people putting this stuff on their wall, in their garage, whatever it may be. You have dedicated support, right? We have a dedicated USA team that can support you. We have in-field teams, right? If you're in the Southwest, if you happen to be in my area, I have an in-field technician that can come to your install. Make sure you commission those batteries correctly. Make sure that it's super easy the first time you do it. If you're in Mexico, Latin America, Puerto Rico, any of those areas, we have dedicated support for those areas as well. You can always go on our website 24/7. There's chats. We are very public with what we put on our website. All the install manuals, the UL certifications, the CEC guidelines, anything that you need, you can find on our website. We don't hide any of that stuff. You can chat live, you can call live. Let's say you have an install on a Sunday. For whatever reason, it's the only day that your end user can install it. If you let us know ahead of time, somebody will be there to support you 7 days a week. So that sets us aside a lot from some of these other manufacturers that just sell a product and then you got to figure it out. So we want to be there for you to make sure that your experience is amazing. And that goes for me personally as the RSM. That goes for Steve Russo. That goes for any of the RSMs that are within Fortress Power. We really care about making sure that your installs, your clients, everybody's happy. So we want to make sure that you're taken care of. We've got online trainings. If you go to YouTube and look at Fortress Power, we have 250 videos currently on our YouTube channel. We've got influencers that post videos about our installs. If you have questions about installs, batteries, anything like that, you can find everything on our YouTube channel to make it really easy. I tell people all the time, I didn't even know how to change oil 15 years ago, but thanks to YouTube, I can pretty much replace my alternator, my car, all that stuff, right? So go on our YouTube channel, check it out, make sure that you look at those videos. This is something that we're really, really excited about, right? So all of our products have a 10-year standard manufacturer warranty, but after a lot of hard work, we have partnered with Solar Insure. We are on their AVL. So with Solar Insure, you can offer your clients, your end users, a 30-year warranty on our inverters and our batteries. Amazing for them. A lot of people know Solar Insure. This also includes on the commercial side, but for your residential, you want these things to work, and you can now offer them a 30-year warranty for our products. If you have any more questions about that, put them on the chat. I can send you more information on the Solar Insure stuff. We're also part of pretty much all purchasing, financing, any finance company that you can think of. We're part of that. We're part of the VPP programs. We're currently not available on any PPAs, TPO programs right now, but we expect that to change by the end of the year. So if you have any concerns with financing, please reach out. Obviously, RENVU showed they've got a ton of financing on their end. If you happen to use a different financing, let's say like Mosaic or Good Leap or something like that on the smaller residential side, reach out to me and I can help you with that kind of stuff. So we're on pretty much all the financing AVLs. All right, so to get into the fun stuff. So we're going to jump into our 48-volt line, and I'm going to first and foremost start off with our new eForce product. So the eForce is amazing. Like I told you guys before, I've been in this industry a long time. I've seen batteries come and go. And this one for me, not just because I work here, but because I've done this for a long time, is phenomenal. Scalable, 9.6 per battery. You can stack it up to 28.8. You can expand it to 153 kilowatt hours. It's fully outdoor rated, up to 140 degrees. So people that are out in the desert, Arizona, anywhere that's super hot, amazing outdoor option. It also has a built-in heater. So for people that are in super cold snow areas, Utah, Colorado, anywhere else that it snows and gets cold, right? It's got a built-in heater. So it's going to keep those batteries in the optimal temperature that it needs to be. All right, so sorry about that. We'll break this down. So the battery is built into technically 3 parts, 2 components, right? So we have the E-Way. The E-Way is the top part. Then you have your eForce batteries. Each one is 9.6. And in this picture, you can see it's a 19.2, which is the most popular. I'm here in California. We have all these crazy rules that if you're on grid and you have to get permitting and all that good stuff, you have to stay under 20 kilowatt hours per battery. So this is the most popular one that we sell. And then you can see the closing base circuit. The E-Way and the closing base circuit are one product that come together, okay? So what really, for me, what really sets this eForce product aside is the E-Way. So it's ultimately a built-in wire management system. There's a 750 amp bus bar that's built into this E-Way that stacks right on top of the battery. So what, for a lot of the installers on here, when you've had to do those, those gutters, some of those gutters are huge. It costs time, it costs material. It eliminates the need for a gutter, right? 750 amp bus bar built in. There's knockouts on each side, and there's a knockout on the top of it that allows for the ENVU inverter to stack right on top. It seals right on top. It's positive, negative from the inverter, battery terminals to the E-Way, and that's the extent of your install to connect the inverter to the battery. That's it. No conduit to run. The batteries are fully stackable. They click in. No conduit to run battery to battery. None of those things. So it makes this very, very simple for you. You can parallel multiple batteries with the knockouts on the side. It's dependent on your AHJ, how far they say. It's one piece of conduit that goes from one battery to the next battery, and you can expand them up to 153 kilowatt hours. So we've got our ENVU inverter line. We decided a couple years ago that it was time for us to get into this space and design something that was optimal for how great our batteries were and how amazing they are, how resilient they are, to have a product that can pair with that. So we came out with our ENVU. We have 3 different ENVU options. We have the 8 and the 10, right? These are for smaller systems, things that are a little bit more flexible. They are hybrid inverters. They're AC-DC coupled. For the 8 and the 10, you can put 13 kilowatts of PV. You can expand up to 10 units. But this is the main one I wanted to get into. So this is our ENVU True 12. We call it a True 12 because we wanted to be honest with the output of the inverter. So it's 12K continuous output. You can put 21K of PV onto it, and you can expand it to 10 units, but there's also 6 DC of battery charging in there. So I'm sure you guys that are on the call have heard, a lot of companies are calling their inverter an 18K. This is technically an 18K, right? Based on what all the other inverters are saying, but we wanted to call it a 12 because that's the true output, right? If there's no battery on it, then it's going to output 12K. But there is 6 that you can also put into the battery. So it's going to do 18. You can put 21 kilowatts of PV onto this. The thing that's amazing about the True 12 inverter is it's 3-phase capable. So on my side here in the Southwest, I'd say 75% of the calls I'm getting right now are for 3-phase, either large residential or smaller commercial that have a 3-phase 208 system that want to use something like this. Fully capable of doing that. Amazing product, UL certified, outdoor rated, all that good stuff. Amazing inverter. It's got a generator port directly built into it already. You can run a generator to it. If I had to hand build an inverter based on my old experience, this is exactly what I would have done. Also, you can monitor from on the ENVI level. I'll get into the Guardian in a second. But really, for you installers on this call, there's no internet required to commission your system. And I know for a lot of you, that is so important, right? You don't want to have to knock on the door, ask for the Wi-Fi code, whatever it may be. Everything can be done directly on the LCD screen that's on the ENVI inverter. So no internet required for it. If you want to monitor it, there's the dongle on the side. If you want to monitor at that level, at the inverter level, that's absolutely capable. Not going to talk too much about these other products because we were going to focus on the eForce, but just to give you some other ideas, we do have the eFlex Max 5.4. We call it the eFlex because it's way more flexible. 5.4 kilowatt hours. It's fully outdoor rated. It's got an aluminum outside of it. It's really, really awesome for the coastal areas. Fully saltwater rated. So if you have a job on the coast, you've had corrosion issues maybe in the past, maybe you have an older battery that's having some issues, great product here, fully outdoor rated, like I said, and you can adjust this a little bit more. We see a lot of eFlex Maxes go out with the NV8s or the NV10s, things like that. So if you have something that's maybe not so big that you don't want to put a 19.2 or something like that, this is an awesome product for that. eVault Max, if you are doing an indoor job, let's say you have a shed or your garage application, still one of the greatest products out there. Super easy to install, very heavy, but it's got wheels. If you're doing indoor stuff, amazing product here, 18.5 kilowatt hours, and you can expand this thing to 370 kilowatt hours. You'll see some pictures here that I show shortly. It was the staple product. We had the eVault, now the eVault Max. We made the wiring a little bit easier. The LCDs a little bit better on this. You wire directly to the top part of the cabinet and it seals closed. Amazing product. Real quick, touch on the Durac. So the Durac, anybody that's installed our old eFlex that wasn't outdoor rated knows the Durac. You can put up to 4 eFlex Maxes or eFlexes into this. With the eFlex Max, it's not required anymore because the eFlex Max is fully outdoor rated. But if it's a space issue and you want to put 4 eFlex Maxes into this, you can absolutely do it. Makes it very clean, easy to install. They all hook up to one, and then you connect the inverter directly to the terminal on the Durac. So jump into the Guardian. Our Guardian Monitor app is a higher level monitoring app. It goes into the ENVI inverter, and this allows you to go a little bit deeper on the monitoring of your batteries specifically. But if your client is on any type of VPP program, they will need to have the Guardian because the Guardian is what pairs up with the utility and allows for them to take the battery when they need it to give your client the credits when they need it. So it's VPP ready. We charge a small fee for being able to host that for you guys, but very user friendly. The app is very intuitive. It's not technically required if you are not on a VPP program. If your client is super technical and wants to see way more detail with their system, then I'd recommend it, but it's not required. For you off-grid guys that are on the call, no need to have the Guardian, especially if you're off-grid and don't have internet, because it's not going to work anyways. So a little bit about the Guardian. VPP, you need it. Other applications, if they're not super technical, it's not necessary. So here's some pictures. You can see this is a huge eVault Max system here. You can see in the second picture, that's some eFlexes. Now that system, they had the room. They could go vertical with them. So instead of putting them in the Durac, they went 4 vertical and connected them directly to the inverter. The one on the right, you can see a 19.2 kilowatt hour system with the inverter right on top. So you can see in that picture, the inverter seals right on top. And so the ease of install is amazing. Saves space. You know, I know here in Southern California, there's so many rules. You can't be by a window. You can't be by a vent. You can't be by the gas meter. You can't be by any of those things. Pretty soon they're going to say you can't be by your trash cans. So for this to be able to go vertical and stack the way you need to, it's amazing. You'll see the first picture here. So that's a Durarack. The top part we call the flex tower. That's where the ENVU inverter goes into. So if you want one sleek look where the inverter's inside a cabinet, the batteries are inside a cabinet, beautiful look here. Super easy to install. You can see there's, you know, maybe 4 inches of conduit that are connecting the two systems together. Beautiful system there. You can also see this is another Durarack with the inverter on top. And then this is a smaller system. So they use an ENVU 8K with just one of the eForce batteries. E-way on top, sitting right on top, floor mounted, easy to do. So I know that Kyle talked about, you know, with their online system, which is absolutely amazing. I was in awe watching Kyle go through that. That makes it so easy for you guys as an end user. I did want to share that Fortress Power does have a system design tool as well. And this kind of gives you more of an idea of what we would recommend depending on what kind of loads you want, things like that. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick here. So this is our system designer tool. If you go to our website, fortresspower.com, you can find this on there. So if you say, hey, you know, off grid, a grid tied backup, split phase, how many days of autonomy do you need? Hey, we want 3 days. It's going to be an outdoor installation. You click next. It's going to ask you, hey, what things are you using? Hey, I've got an Energy Star fridge. I've got a microwave. You know, whatever it may be on here, right? You can choose all the different things. You can add custom entries. If you hit see suggested system, it's going to tell you some of the recommendations that we offer. And then if you see this, you can go directly to RENVU and say, hey, you know, I went on Fortress Power. These are the things that I looked at. Hey, this is what I'd love to order from you, right? Makes it super simple for you guys. And then that way it can help kind of give you some suggestions on what we recommend. The last thing I wanted to share with you is this, and sorry if it's a little bit hard to see. So Fortress Power created these package options. For those that are out in the field, maybe talking to the end users, installers, salespeople that may be on this call, this is an amazing document that we created. So we have 3 different options. We got the eco option, the comfort package, and the whole home backup. And what this does is, let's say what they want: lights, refrigerator, television, things like that. Those are the essentials. Major appliances, you know, window AC unit, the kitchen stove, washing machine, or higher level stuff, EV charger, heat pump, dryer, water heater, their AC system. Depending on what's checked off on this document, you can see what we recommend, whether it's an indoor option or an outdoor option. This just really helps. Let's say you're in a home and, you know, your sales team is talking about, you know, what do they want backed up. This makes it really easy. And this is very public for you. This is on our website as well. You can see this on the website. I will also share this with the RENVU team. So it allows for you to go into the home, have confidence. Hey, if these are the things that you want backed up, this is what we recommend. And so it makes it easier for them to make a decision. And I've been at the kitchen table for many years, so I know how difficult that can be. So guys, any more information that you need, like I shared before, please go to fortresspower.com. Please take a look at our website. Browse through it. There's a million things on there. We are very public with everything that we share. Please go on the website and check it out. You can reach out. This is our telephone number. If you have questions about sales, you can go to sales@fortresspower.com. They'll direct you to whichever RSM is responsible for that. Also, please go check out our YouTube. Our marketing team does a great job there. I believe we've got Anthony on this call as well. I know he's not a presenter, but he's our director of marketing. If there's any type of, marketing that you'd like to do with us, you're more than welcome to reach out. We'd love to help you. I love my end user installers. I want to be here to support you guys. You can see that the support is so big for us. We want to make sure that your end users are happy, that they love the product, and that it works well. So again, RENVU, thank you so much for allowing me to sub into this call and meet with your clients. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate your partnership more than you could possibly imagine.
Okay, so now if anybody have questions for Brian or for our team, you can use the Q&A section. If not, let's see, give you a few seconds to find this tool. If you don't find anything or don't have any questions, we can close the webinar. That was fascinating. Thanks both Brian and Kyle for co-hosting this webinar with me and sharing your knowledge. Thank everybody for participating. I will remind you all that all participants get 10% off purchases, any purchase of Fortress Power products in the next 60 days. And that's in addition to any other offerings that RENVU has. So utilize it. It's a great discount, especially when pricing is going up. Our team will work on recording and send a follow-up email with the recordings, more information about everything we discussed today in the following day or two. And have a great rest of your week, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.